Hey guys, it's Nailbiter, and I've got another Battlefield 3 video here for you guys. This gameplay is a round of TDM on Operation Firestorm, and I recorded this a while ago. I've been meaning to use this gameplay for quite some time now, and I figured I'd use it in this video, since what I want to talk about isn't really related to any gameplay. And I'm using the AUG in this video. This was back when the AUG was, or back when the Close Quarters DLC had sort of just become available for premium players, so I was using this weapon a lot. And this was a gameplay that I recorded, and I believe I've got the underslung rail and heavy barrel equipped along with the red dot sight. And this gameplay is going to be just kind of some highlights. The round, I was playing in a 300 kill, I think it was a 300 kill team deathmatch server. It might have even been 250 kills, but the round lasted a really long time. I think most people are used to playing either No Shark Canals or Carg Island on Team Deathmatch, so when it's one of these different maps, people tend to play less aggressively maybe, and sort of, especially because there are these two sort of large warehouse-like buildings where it's very tempting for people to just camp. So the gameplay was a little slow-paced, so I cut out a lot of stuff and tried to shorten the length of this video. Anyway, there were a few things I wanted to talk about in this video, and one was I think I'll probably, I don't know if I'll necessarily start doing fewer commentaries, but I'm going to post, I think, some more just flat-out gameplays, and maybe instead of just sort of cutting down the video length, I'll show more full rounds. I actually have a few recorded that I've been trying to figure out what to do with them for a while now. I mean, they're pretty good gameplays, I think, but they're too long really to do, or they're too long for what I would like to, I would like for a gameplay to commentate over. Most of the commentaries I like to do are, at most 10 minutes, sometimes a little longer, but these gameplays are about 20 minutes, and I wanted to show the whole gameplay, so I think I have a few of those, and I might post a couple of just sort of uncut gameplay videos of some pretty good rounds. I've got a couple Conquest rounds and a couple Team Deathmatch rounds that I want to show you guys, so I'll probably be posting those, here and there, so look out for those, I guess. And besides that, I'm going to continue doing some more World of Tanks videos. I've kind of been sporadically posting videos of that game, and I'm going to keep doing that. I've got some gameplays from that game using a few different tanks that I want to show you guys. And I'm also not sure if I'm going to be doing commentaries over those either. I might, depending on how many I feel like posting. And besides that, I'm looking into other games to start posting. And this is something else I wanted to talk about in this video. But just in the sort of immediate future, or in the near future, one game that I was looking at that I was thinking about picking up was Medal of Honor Warfighter. And I'm kind of conflicted when I'm looking at this game, because on the one hand, so I actually played some of the older Medal of Honor games, and in fact Medal of Honor Airborne, which was I think released in maybe 2006 or something, was actually pretty much the first FPS game that I really enjoyed quite immensely. I really liked the campaign in that game, and it didn't really have much of a multiplayer, or at least when I was playing it. There really wasn't much multiplayer to it, but the campaign in that game was a lot of fun, and that was part of the reason that I started to play more of FPS games in general. So I did end up buying the Medal of Honor game that was released a year and a half ago, but my experience with it wasn't so great. I had some problems with the installation, and then when I actually did finally get it installed, the multiplayer wouldn't work properly, and so I never really played much of that game. And part of the reason that I did buy it was somewhat to get the access to the Battlefield 3 beta, which was kind of unnecessary anyway. So looking at this game, especially with the the announcement recently of the Battlefield 4 announcement, and just that whole sort of gaffe on Origin where EA and DICE accidentally let slip that if you pre-order Medal of Honor Warfighter, you get access to the Battlefield 4 beta. I was kind of unsure about whether or not I really wanted to look at or consider buying the Medal of Honor Warfighter. And another reason I'm kind of not sure about this game is some of the in-game mechanics, especially with multiplayer, seem a little weird. and sort of Call of Duty-like, just with the support actions. You know, those are essentially kill streaks, and there's this weird like buddy system where if you get matched up with I'm not even sure how it works, but essentially it means, or it involves, you know, when your buddy in multiplayer gets killed, the enemy that killed him gets outlined by this sort of red red line on your screen. It essentially is a wall hack, and I just find that really bizarre, and it's kind of a weird mechanic. And what's strange about it is that Medal of Honor, they're trying to say that the game is really authentic, but then when you see these sort of weird things, these weird mechanics in game and in multiplayer, it just sort of contradicts what the developers seem to be going for. So I'm kind of unsure about how this game is going to turn out as well. At the same time, though, I am kind of interested in this game because, well, one, because of, as I talked about earlier, my history with this series. I really did enjoy those older Medal of Honor games, and I would like to think that EA and DICE could put together a good campaign and make something really enjoyable and worthwhile to play, because unlike Battlefield, because I didn't even bother with the Battlefield 3 campaign, I pretty much played Battlefield for its multiplayer only. I think of Medal of Honor as a single-player first game, because that's where I really came to know and enjoy playing the series. And you know, as I said earlier, the multiplayer was almost non-existent in the game that in the first Medal of Honor game that I played. So, you know, I think if EA and DICE could put together a good campaign, this could be a potentially worthwhile game to get. And if the multiplayer is decent, then it could be fun. And it'd also be good as something else to post, which is sort of why I'm talking about this. The other reason I'm interested in this game is because I really enjoy playing FPS games and the FPS genre in general. And I think it could be kind of nice to play a game other than, or something that's not from the Battlefield or Call of Duty series, and see what another series. I mean, granted, Medal of Honor is being developed by DICE, so it's not like it's completely different from Battlefield. But I still think it could be kind of fun and sort of refreshing to play a game that's not part of one of those series, and it's just kind of different. It doesn't have that sort of those expectations, I guess, attached to it, or at least for me. And you know, I also just get kind of sick of the whole Battlefield versus Call of Duty sort of argument and debate. And I mean, I could talk about that in a whole different commentary. Really, I could make a whole commentary about this topic, but I get kind of sick of that. So I think it could be kind of refreshing to play a game that's not from one of those series, and that, you know, that could just kind of add something new to the FPS genre, which, you know, I think it's being a little optimistic, frankly. I'm not really sure that, you know, just as I talked about earlier, with some of the in-game mechanics sort of sounding like Call of Duty, you know, I'm not really sure how much innovation is a realistic possibility or expectation regarding this game. But I think Medal of Honor could be, or it could be a fun game to play, and it could be a nice change of pace from some of these other some of the Battlefield and Call of Duty games. So I am considering getting it. I haven't really decided yet, but I wanted to make this commentary and ask you guys if you guys been following it at all, what you guys think about this game, whether you think it could be a fun game to play, and whether you're considering getting it, and also just what else you might want to, or what other games you're looking forward to in the future. I mean, just sort of farther down the line, I know there's games like Crysis 3 and Far Cry 3 and Borderlands 2. So there are a bunch of other FPS games that I think could be worthwhile to look into later down the line. But I was wondering what you guys thought about all this, and just with the Medal of Honor, and also the announcement of Battlefield 4, if you heard about that, because I think that was kind of interesting to see them announce that already. And if you go on the Battlefield blog, you'll see, you know, DICE is trying to emphasize the fact that they're still focused on delivering a good Battlefield 3 experience, even though the next Battlefield game is already being developed. And so you know, it's just kind of funny how 2 months ago they're selling Battlefield Premium, or they're advertising Battlefield Premium, and now 2 months later, they're already announcing the next Battlefield game in this series. So anyway, there's a lot to sort of think about and look forward to, I guess, maybe in the future. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about some of what I've talked about in this video. And I'll just let the gameplay finish out here. It's just about done. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay and this commentary. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.